Riddle me this. Why is it that I woke up today at 48 degrees and right now it's 80? It's the end of October, almost November. Why is it 80 degrees? Better yet, why did I decide to wear this fragrance and try it out today when it was 48 in the morning, and that's the only time that I paid attention to the weather, and I'm like, oof, this is gonna work out perfect. And now at 80, I'm like, oh, this is too much. The fragrance that I have on deck today is by the brand Widian, and that fragrance is called Aswan.
You're not gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
Or Aswan. But today is my first wear / first impressions, and I'm gonna share my thoughts with you. Let's roll my music, because I don't know what to wear in this weather, and I'm really confused or going through menopause.
We're all alone in the villa with Widian as a friend from the south side. In case you cared, out of all your friends, I want to be Cuba.
Blessed morning, my beautiful peoples. You know who it is. It's your boy, C to the U to the B to the A. I got this fragrance from 𝗙𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗀. Shout out to the people over at 𝗙𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗀. I'll put a link in the description if you guys are interested. But let's be clear. This is only for the fall. I have no reason to wear this fragrance in 80-degree anything. Nor did I expect it to be 80 degrees. Most humans, normal human beings that don't live themselves in a studio or in a cave, would look at the weather throughout the day, right? Generally, most iPhones have the high and the low and the current. So me, I'm so dazed in the morning from, waking up, that I just pay attention. Yo, what's the weather right now? Cool, bet. I'm gonna throw my hoodie on, put a jacket on top of the hoodie, threw the Timbs on, got my jeans on, and I'm like, alright, we ready to get the day going. Boom, I'm outside, moving and shaking, buying groceries, seeing the drug dealer, you know what I'm saying? Like doing normal stuff that people do throughout the day. And then I'm like, oof, a little warm. Start trying to take off layers and shit. Like, this is November pretty much. Shit don't make no goddamn sense, but here is what the Widian presentation looks like. You guys have seen it on the channel before. Very handsome, very sexy fragrances that they produce over at Widian, but they also produce very bold, strong fragrances as well that are not cheap. There's nothing cheap about this brand. If you are balling on a budget, please watch the next videos, because this shit ain't for you, pop. And here's what the bottle looks like of Widian's Aswan, or Aswan. Now let's get into some notes. Alright, so according to the hieroglyphics on the bottle, the fragrance notes are raspberry, bergamot, pink pepper, followed by violet leaves, Virginia cedar, amber fix. Hey, it's been a minute. Leather, musk, tobacco, patchouli, vanilla, and coumarin. And as usual, that means absolutely nothing. But let's talk about, I'm gonna respray it, because I'm currently wearing it right now, but I'm at dry down portion. I wanna do from initial to full dry down. So let's respray and give you my thoughts on this fragrance, as I initially thought it was going to be more towards Tuscan leatherish. Widian already hit that point in a fragrance called London, if I'm not mistaken, which I do have over there, but that's not what this is. The raspberry here is slightly sweet, but it's a little bit more tart, and you're getting more leather essences off this fragrance that are leaning towards the slightly animalic side to my nose. Even though I initially thought, based on the note breakdown, that it would be in that London space, it definitely separates itself from London, as this one is a lot more fresher. Even though it has a little bit of a mild animalic component, at least to my nose, the raspberry is fresh yet tart, and there's a little bit of a almost ozonic, aldehydic kind of energy to this scent, at least how it's projecting itself off of my skin, which in turn means that it's airy. This shit isn't just dark and rich and beastie, it's airy, it's tart, and it's leather.
You need to relax.
Now the opening of the scent does feel a little bit overspilled, juicy stickiness, right? But the dry down is where the shit starts to get crazy. So in the hot weather, what I started realizing when I was sweating profusely in my jacket was that leather comes off so crazy photorealistic off of the skin and starts to supersede everything that is fruity in this scent. It just becomes a very powerful, slightly dry, vetiver-ish with mild amber tendency leather. There's mild elements of animalic nature, and there is this still subliminal, kind of sticky, molassesy nature about this scent.
Huh?
What the fuck does that all mean, Cuba? It means this shit ain't gonna be for everybody, but it's definitely for somebody. You gotta be a real leather fiend, a connoisseur, an ambassador of Delancey Street back in the 90s type leather. Now, interesting enough, what I'm starting to realize is that this fragrance, the more that it dries down, it starts to lean a little bit old school Amenish kind of vibe. I don't know if it's like a patchouli style essence or that petroleum kind of vibe, but that petroleum along with that leather component and that little bit of that that sticky juiciness, forms itself to be something unique, different, very artsy, but I don't get the mass appeal out of it. This is gonna be something that has a very, very niche audience. Now, there's nothing really off-putting about the scent other than that little animalic kind of twist that seems to wind down a decent amount. What this does have is a decent amount of power. I'm talking about something living right now in that 9-hour space so far, and seems to be nice and interesting, but again, no real mass appeal like to garner the audience like, yo, this is something that you have to get immediately. This is just nice, long-lasting, at least on my skin, dry leather, patchouli punch, mildly animalic with a little bit of a sticky fruit raspberry type essence. Not Tuscan leather and not London, but also not far from that circle. So this is definitely a fragrance that you should sample before you buy. I do enjoy how it smells on my skin, but it doesn't make me want to run to the store and pick up a bottle.
Oh my God! Wow!
If you're artsy and a leather fan and a fan of Widian and want to have like a crazy collection and have some diversity in your leathers, this might be something that's interesting for y'all. But as far as the majority of the people, aka that 90 percentile of the folks that are just like, yo, I want something to smell ultra sexy, super fire, out there trying to bag a chick or whatever, this is probably not gonna be your first option, especially for the price. Just keeping it a stack. But for the Widian fanboys, school me. Have you smelled London and have you smelled Aswan or Aswan? Compare them side by side, and what are you getting from this scent personally? Do you feel that one is better than the other? I still think that London has a little bit more of a mass appeal type energy, and in the Widian space, I wouldn't put Aswan as one of the top contenders of the one that I have smelled, just with full transparency. I love y'all mother suckers from the heart. Shout out to Lucky Scent, and I know they're offering a little promo code, so that will be in the description as well. I'll see y'all bitches next time. You know who it is, biggest in the game. Smooches.
For the fly gun holder, money folder, motor roller, star attack when it's time to call back. For the rough, rugged, and raw way, this nigga Jay, it's a game, but he don't play. Hey, for all the chicks that got dead in the penthouse suite on top of my mom's crib. It's nonsense, you never get in. It's nonsense that you would think that you would